Hello. I am so excited to be here for my first YouTube Power Moves live stream. I used to do this on LinkedIn, but it was such a hassle to set up every week because you had to connect it to multiple systems and it was a real headache. So I decided to switch it over here to make sure that you've got your place to lock in your focus, to level up your results, and to lead with the real energy that you want. Because Power Moves Live it's your power source, really. It is here to help you with energy hacks that will elevate every move you make, whether that's personal, whether that's professional. I'm here to help you do it. Now, this week, our first inaugural week on YouTube, it is all about strategy energy and where your focus goes. So, this is this week's quote that is really driving everything this week. Lock in your focus. Energy follows attention. And attention, it creates your results. And you know that. So I always say on stage, knowing something is different than actually doing it. So we want to be sure that every week these power moves are helping you actually do the things that you know. So this week, I'm kind of taking my own advice because I recently moved to Miami from Minneapolis. So as you can imagine, moving and being in a new location and hearing sirens and hearing traffic and having a whole different environment around me is distracting. I want to go to the beach. I want to take the dog to the dog park. I want to go check out new restaurants and bars. I want to go see cool things around the city. But I am not here on vacation. I'm here to live and work. So I have really been having to make sure my energy is intact, that I am focused, that my strategic energy is really leveled up so that I can still stay focused on my most important goals, which is helping you to drive your most important goals forward, which is why Power Moves is back on air after, 9 or 10 months, every Monday live on LinkedIn. We're back after my summer of moving and selling everything, getting my daughter to college, and now here I am in Miami, ready to go. So this week we're talking about strategy energy based on my own personal struggles and how you can now use some of the lessons that I share as well. Now, kind of a fun thing, I've got a new card deck coming out of 77 cards with, if you're not familiar with my work, I have multiple energies, 7 energies that I use to drive my Powered by Energy framework. And those 77 cards have the 7 energies, plus it has some wild cards in there that will really stretch your thinking into ways that you may not have considered before to help you grow and engage with what your goals are and to make what you want happen in your life actually come to life and come into reality. So I have this card deck coming out and it is not printed out yet. It is currently in this state where it's little papers and little business cards that I've stuck things on so that I can make sure that it's the right energy hacks that I want. Now, energy hacks, for those of you that are new, are things that are researched and scientifically proven to instantly in the moment change your energy, both physical and emotional and mental and spiritual, to get you in the moment, to drive forward what it is that you're wanting to have happen right then. You can also take those energy hacks back to your team, back to your personal circles, and back to your own individual self-help and growth practices and use it that way as well. So every single week, I'm going to be using some of those energy hacks that I have including in the card deck so that you can actually see them in action and you can see how practical they truly are every single day. Because when, I'm primarily a speaker, that's what I do 90% of the time is I'm a full-time keynote speaker and trainer. And in those sessions, they're highly interactive. We're using energy hacks. We're applying them to your mission, vision, and values for your company and your own personal mission, vision, and values as well. Making sure that you have the physical energy you need to move forward, the mental energy you need to be excited about what you're doing and maintain motivation, the emotional energy that you need to ensure that you're excited about what you're doing and you're having fun in the process. Otherwise, you'll never keep going. And making sure that it feels all aligned to your purpose, your passions, your why, because that's when you're really going to make progress in your life. And so every week, I'm going to use some of these cards to help drive that forward, give you really specific ideas that you can use. It's your power move every week. It's the thing that you can do to keep your intentions front and center and turn them into results. So this week, because we're talking about strategy and attention and focus, the power card for this week, look at handwriting in my very awesome handwriting. This is going to be printed in beautiful artistic work on the cards when they're actually printed and available. But it is the first 15 rule. Now the first 15 rule, I use this every day, but it's the first 15 rule is every single day, making sure that your first 15 minutes are really focused on what do you want to make happen that day? What are your goals? What's your energy word for the day? If you were to get to the end of the day, what do you want to have accomplished? So in your first 15 minutes, every day this week, I want you to just try this. This is your power move for the week. I want you to start your day with 15 minutes where you identify your top 3 priorities for the day, an energy word for the day. What do you want to feel like by the time the day rolls around to an end? And really see how that shifts your focus and what you're putting your attention on throughout the day, because that will help drive you forward with the right priorities aligned. Now, for me, I actually, a couple years ago, started really focusing the beginning of my day, not 15 minutes, but the first 3 hours of my day, I have it blocked off for no meetings. Now, of course, if I have a speaking event or, a client who has to have a call at that time, that's one thing. But I do not proactively schedule meetings before 10 a.m. I don't schedule coffees or meet and greets or Zooms or anything before 10 a.m. Those first 3 hours of my day are strictly for me to get aligned, to get focused, to identify my top priorities, to make sure I'm eliminating the things that aren't serving that goal for the day, and really getting my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual self engaged and focused. So that is where you can get started. You don't have to start with 3 hours. That is a big, big challenge, especially when you're in a workplace with multiple people and you don't have the luxury of blocking your calendar before 10 a.m. But if you can start with 15 minutes, that will be a very, very powerful energy hack that will start to make a difference over time. So start there. Now, every week, I'm also going to share what I call wildcards. Wildcards are those things that maybe you've never considered before. They might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. They might feel a little bit woo-woo. But I am an energy researcher, and that includes not just the science-based factual data, because I'm a huge nerd. I love data and science. Spent 15 years in market research in corporate America, went to the International Science Fair in high school. I'm a data junkie, but I'm also a huge energy lover on the metaphysical and holistic side. So I know how powerful and how well researched some of these other practices are that you've maybe never considered. And I'm not just talking things like yoga or stretching or meditation or breathing techniques. Those are all amazing and powerful, and I'll share some of those. But it's also different things like grounding and power stones and physical movement and nature, things in nature, different types of journaling techniques, all kinds of ways that you can just shift your mindset to help drive forward this particular goal or your general wellness, effectiveness, leadership, expertise, selling ability, all of the things that you're trying to drive forward in your career and in your personal life as well. So every week you're gonna get a wild card as well. This week, the wild card is your news headline. So this is kind of silly, but it's really powerful. But if you were to get to the end of the week and a media outlet was to write an article about you, about what you accomplished that week, about what your energy was like, about the things that you were doing all week long that really created a huge, awesome result or got you to a goal or got you over a milestone, what would that headline be? Would it be, Joe is fabulous and powerful because he did X, Y, and Z? Would it be Jane levels up her health fit practices by going to the gym every day? Again, it's kind of silly, but what is that news headline? Write that headline for yourself right now. And I want you to put it up somewhere visually where you can read that news headline every day this week. This is a bonus power move that you can see it, because then your reticular activating system turns on, it sees it and goes, okay, how can I make this headline real? It's similar to vision boards, why those are researched and why they work. You can also take your 3 goals, put those up there, put your energy word for the week right there next to that headline. And those things can help to shift your thinking, get your focus back, and get you to a place where, yeah, this is a power move for me. I'm doing what I'm intending, I'm putting attention on it, I'm focusing on it, and that is when the results are going to come related to that thing you're putting the attention on. So that, my friends, that is your power move for this week, is to really focus on this quote, to Lock in your focus. Energy follows attention, and attention creates your results. We know this is true, but that means now it's time to actually take action to make it true. So share in the comments or send me a DM. Tell me what goal you are working on this week. What is something that you're really trying to move forward? What is something your team is trying to move forward? Ask your teammates what their power moves are going to be for the week. How are they going to start their day with the first 15? Have them write their news headline. Ask your kids. It's really powerful when you do this with your kids too, or with your partner. So let me know, write it in the comments, drop me a note. And if you want to learn more, if you want to take this further, you can listen to my podcast. I've been on hiatus over the last few months, but I'll be back in the next week or so. And you can go take my courses. You can bring me in for your team to create a keynote or training program that's powered by energy, so your team can level up and lock in as well. So thank you for being here with Power Moves Live. We'll see you next week.